Hi guys, we're just going to take a look at this wearable video camera. It's from EHEAR and it's called an E2, and it's kind of a Bluetooth headset with built-in basic dash cam, facilities, really camcorder facilities. The definition is not high, it's only 420. I'm just going to go to the settings and just double check that. Yeah, 480p is the highest resolution. I'll show you the app for it in a moment. But as some of you will know, I've already got front and rear high definition dash cams in the car. I just thought it may be interesting to get this. I don't think it's long out. It's not particularly high quality. I'm sure they'll improve the software and hopefully the resolution as well, because it's not really high enough at 480, but I thought we'd take a look at it anyway. And I'm going to upload 2 or 3 video clips of the footage that it can take. But they've gone for the pretend to be an iPhone style box. Obviously I've already had this out and assembled it and tested it. So, other than the box, you have a Chinese and English user manual, a user guider for the E2, which just pretty much tells you which buttons do what, with the usual rubbish and meaningless photos of whatever. So that's that. You get 2 of these ear loops, and pretty certain they're the same size. In the user it says pick the one that fits you best, but they're both the same size. And you've got the earpiece, an additional one here. Now you can use this as a Bluetooth headset. It will pair with your Samsung, where are we, S5. So you can use it as a headset to receive calls, etc. But you do have to bear in mind that if you want to use the app to control this and it's paired as a Bluetooth headset, it's not going to work. You can't do any other of these video recording functions if it's paired as the media headset. So you would have to unpair it or get rid of make sure it's not being used for the media, etc. So at the moment it's just purely connected as the camera, and I can control it through the app. But just going back to this, there's an on-off button underneath here. It's just a little slider, and now strangely, to charge the device must be on. The supplied USB lead is just one of these flat ones that you push in, and you connect it in the end, plug it into the laptop, and when it's charging the light will be flashing more rapidly green. I think it's just at the moment it's on and it's just flashing occasionally. Hopefully you can see that. But when it's charging it flashes more frequently, and when it's fully charged it is steady green, but it is on whilst you're doing that. There is a record button here, a answer call button just next to it, and then you've got the on-off one down here. The card that you can use is in here. It doesn't come with anything supplied, but just get yourself a normal TF card up to 64 gig. I've just put in a temporary smaller size card for the moment, just for testing purposes, until I get a larger one delivered, and that just pushes in and slides into place. There is a red light at the end here when it's recording, that will flash, and obviously the lens there. The earpiece just pushes through this piece of plastic, and it does give you a little bit of tilt, to the side like that. It's not the most comfortable thing to wear, That's soft rubber when it's in your ear, and you do have to adjust this. You can pull this in and out to suit, but once you've got it just right, it will follow whatever you're looking at quite closely. There's not too much movement. You just need to perhaps look at your head in the rear view mirror and just see that it's aligned with where you want it to be. The angle of the lens, I'm not sure what it is, I don't think it mentions it in the specs, but you can clearly see all the dashboard controls. You can look in the side wing mirrors and get the image from that, and again, if it's positioned correctly, you can also look into the rear view mirror, and this will happily see exactly what you're seeing through the rear view mirror. Now, the quality of the film, as I said, is only 480. You will get number plate recognition if the car in front of you has stopped and you're quite close to it, but in a moving situation, maybe with some software video enhancing, then you might be able to read the registration number, but I certainly wouldn't be relying on this as identification quality video, especially for number plates. Obviously for people's faces and that sort of thing, yeah, it's no problem. And as I said, I'll upload some video that I took a little while ago with this. Now, you can, as I say, just start recording by pressing the red record button, which I'll do now. It should be flashing. Maybe I have to hold it down a little bit longer. Yeah, in the earpiece you will hear a bleep when it's going to start recording, and it's flashing now to record. And to stop that, you can now just press the red button again, and it will bleep again, and that's now stored that recording. And that's pretty much it. It can be a pain in the backside to pair. In the instructions it says as soon as you turn it on, and if it's not been paired, it will go into self-pairing mode, but it certainly doesn't. You have to press to turn it off, and press and hold the call button whilst you're turning it on, and then hold it, and it will go into pairing mode. And then obviously you need to pair it with the S5. As I say, it can be a bit tricky, but it will pair eventually. Once it's paired, it might try and go into playing all the media and everything and answering the phone through the headset, which is fine if that's all you want it to do, and record whilst you're out. But if you want to control it with the app, you've got to cancel out the media link, so it is just talking to the app. Now the app, I'm trying to get this so the lights aren't shining on it, but I'm not doing a good job here. Maybe about there. It's four pages. We've got settings, control, audio, and video. Now in the settings, the first thing you're going to need to do is click just here. It says EHEAR E2, and it will try and scan for it. It's already connected, so I'm going to cancel that. But if it finds it, all this, it acts like a radar. It's the little sweep thing goes around, and eventually it will find the E2. Again, can be a bit troublesome. Trying to get that light away from the screen. Can be a bit troublesome, but once it finds it there, it will appear here, and then you can tap on memory and battery, and they will update, and it will tell you the battery life of the E2 and the amount of memory capacity that is free. Again, you've got the version number here, which is 4.0 at the moment, and you can click on the About button. That tells you about the company that have written the software. The control page, when you boot up the app, it is always going to start on this 320p recording quality, which is a pain in the backside. I can't imagine anybody wanting anything other than 480, and there should be a way to default to that without you needing to worry about it every damn time you turn it on. From here, if I wanted to start recording now video, you can press the video recording button. In fact, we'll do it. Hopefully you're going to be able to see that. I'll just press the camera. There you go. Takes a few seconds, and that's now counting up to 3 seconds. Hopefully you can see that on screen. And I've not tried this yet, but I'm just going to see what it does if you press the audio record. Yeah, it looks like it's one or the other. When I played the clips back, I thought it was strange that there was no audio. I'm just going to stop that. That normally takes a second or two before it's stopped. So now if we wanted to record audio, that's now started, and away we go into recording the audio. So yeah, it's not ideal that you can't record both together, but I suspect this device will be improved upon over the months. I'm pretty certain you can't select audio and then video, but we'll try it anyway. So they're now recording a new clip. Yeah, you can't. Okay, so that's the control section. Now you can go to audio or video. There are two different sections. So if we click on audio, there's nothing there. But if you click on the refresh button, that little arrow in the circle, that will get the information from the E2, and it will give you the date, time, etc. that the recording was made. Now at the moment they're not on the S5, they're still on the card. So if you touch it and highlight it one at a time, and then hit the download button, and that will, yeah, it's finished. I'll show you this on the video in a minute. Now that is downloaded into the phone. Let's do it with the other one. Download it. What will happen here, the percentage will clock up on here on the videos. It will last a lot longer, and then they are on the phone. Now you'd think you could just touch these now, or double click it or something like that, and they would play, but that's not the case. What you have to do is swipe across, and that it says E2 local. If I go back, that says E2 audio. Slide across, E2 local, hit the refresh button, and now they are transferred into a usable state. And if you highlight either one, you can now hit the play button. In fact, we can't play that. I probably need something else installed. Oh no, it's using the wrong player, so I'll have to deal with that in a minute. But if we now go to video, there's one I downloaded earlier. But because if you've got fresh recordings on there, just hit the refresh button, and there's a few more now. To download any of those, you just need to click and highlight it and click on download, and you'll see the percentage here. Oh, sorry, lights are in the camera. That is only a 819K file, and we're only at 17%. So large files like 7, 5, 6, 7, 10 meg are going to take absolutely ages. They seem to have managed to implement the slowest form of data transfer known to man, and it's pretty much as slow when you plug the actual unit itself into the USB port. Whether that's going to be upgradable with firmware or later models, I've no idea, but at the moment it's a complete joke. The fastest way to get the films onto your computer is to just take out the card and sling it in your card port of the computer. You can see how slow that is. It's only on 78%, but we're getting there. I'm just going to let that download everything. $98, $99. Now it's finished, but again you cannot play it from there. You have to slide across, go to E2 local, hit refresh, there's your video, highlight it, and then press play. It will now go into landscape mode, and you've got to press play. In my case, I recorded the shortest clip possible just to show you the download facilities and how that actually works. So we'll just come back out of that. So that's video. We're on local at the moment, so we're just going to scroll back, and we could download all of these to the phone, but I'm not going to bother because we're going to be here 30 minutes for each file. Now you've got a delete button, trash can here, so highlight whichever and delete. It's going to ask you to confirm. We'll highlight each one and delete it in turn, but do remember these haven't been downloaded yet, so they are not on the phone, and this is actually deleting them off of the unit itself. We'll just go back to audio. Same with this, although they're downloaded, we can go to local or the actual unit. E2 audio, we're going to delete each one. That one, got to highlight it first, delete it, but they are still under E2 local because you've actually downloaded them, and you can play those back now. Although I can't because there's some missing codec or whatever, or the wrong app is being used to play the file. But we can soon change that in the phone's preferences. But to delete them off of here, same thing: highlight, delete, highlight, delete. And that's it. I'm just going to disconnect from the device so you can actually see what this does. Yeah, device is disconnected, is disconnect or busy, cannot perform operations. Some of the spelling is wrong in this, and no surprise. So now if you want to scan, you see the little pretty interface scanning, and it can take some seconds. It's now saying please try again. Sometimes I've found that you may have to close the app, start again, but eventually it will find it. See, it's saying it's not found, so we're just going to come out of that, exit the app, and start it up again. So it can be a pain. Eventually it will say, do you want to connect to it? Not found again. Okay, confirm to disconnect. So it's actually connected whilst we were messing around with it. So I'm going to cancel the disconnect, and now we're looking at the figures there, and we can go back to control. Now strangely the 480p is still selected. Now normally that goes back to 320, but for some reason it's stayed at 480, so don't know, maybe I rebooted it, I restarted the app so quickly that it hadn't got rid of all the settings. So again, now we can do whatever we want, start a recording. You'll hear a bleep in the headset if you're wearing it, and away it goes again. And another bleep when it stops. And so you can view that either on the computer by transferring it across, or by refreshing the video page, clicking on it. 1.8 meg just for those few seconds, and that will download. But as I say, you can see the download speed there. It's really slowly, and I'm just going to delete. Actually, probably won't. I can pause it and then delete, hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to delete that file, and that is gone from the device itself. If we go back to settings, you can click on memory and battery and just update those figures. And that's about it really. I've seen an awful lot of complaints about this online, complaints about pairing it, not being able to save or view videos. Just wonder if a lot of it is people not realising that although it appears to have downloaded in this E2 video section, once it's downloaded you do have to refresh the local page and play it from there. So yeah, that could be the problem with a lot of it. It's not perfect, but if you want something that you can wear, if you don't mind looking an idiot with a Bluetooth headset, I don't like them personally. I would never wear one usually. I've got it paired to the sat-nav system. But if you're going somewhere that you might feel a bit vulnerable and wanted something recording, this may be a solution for you. And that is about it, really. It's £35 I think I paid for it. It doesn't look too bad, needs better resolution and a little bit of work on the software. I'm sure they'll take care of that. The USB lead is very, very short, and the transfer speeds, are dreadful. But for that price, it does the job if you're prepared just to spend a few minutes setting it up and understanding how to use it. Anyway, hope that was helpful. That is the E2 from EHEAR. I don't know how they think these names up. I'll catch you later.